Hey guys, it's Mike from The Beaten Trail. We're going to do a slightly different episode for you, and this is just an interesting technology demonstrator. Now, I'm not into any electric vehicles, and I'm certainly not entertaining anything along these lines. I do have a friend that I used to work with, and he's nice enough to bring one of his new toys around. So we're going to show you a little bit about an episode we did with a Cybertruck. If it's not your thing, that's cool too, but if nothing else, it's really cool what kind of technology that money can buy. While I still love the Ram truck and a standard combustion engine under the hood, it was an interesting ride to take one of these out and see what they feel like. I see them on the road, but never had the experience, so stay tuned for a little bit more and a slightly different episode. I guess if you can make a little bit of money on rental income, then I can see it probably would be.
That's the intention. That's how I'm going to pay for this. You know, even if it pays for most of it, I just pay a little bit.
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I watched the latest one of the latest videos, and they show the front and that massive, the crazy cooling cylinder and heat transfer unit and everything.
Oh, yeah,
Pretty wild.
Yeah.
Pretty wild, but definitely cool. It's got a lot of room. One of the guys that I interviewed on YouTube runs Vision Auto up on 23 in Butler, and they wrap these all the time. Every week there's a new colored one, like light powder blue, pink, purple, yellow, red. And
I like the matte black the most out of a lot of the wraps. There are a couple other wraps I like, but this matte black is phenomenal.
I like the Halo Master Chief, the green marine one.
Oh, yeah.
That one's actually... Well, like I said, if money isn't an option, it's a big vehicle, and I know that it's not really good for towing in range.
No. For distances, it's 11,000 pound towing capacity, right? It'll even take some weight in the bed, too.
Yeah, definitely has some style to it, you know?
It's an acquired taste, I think. You know, it's not going to win any beauty contests, but it's still pretty cool to most people, I think.
Yeah. It is a prototype technology demonstrator is what it is. Like I said, even the other Teslas don't have all the technology that's in it.
No, especially steer-by-wire, right? Steer-by-wire is amazing. It's a game changer.
Yeah.
If you have, for instance, if you have shoulder issues, you can't turn your wheel all the way a couple times just to make a turn. Yeah. This thing is so sensitive that it's built for old guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so easy to turn, so easy to drive.
Yeah, and you can on this one you can also pay for the auto drive, the monthly
full self-driving. You can pay the monthly. If you buy the Foundation series, it comes with it.
Yeah. So
once it's turned on, you have it. There's no subscription to pay or anything because you already paid kind of the up front for all that, among other things, right? So whether it's worth it or not, it's only going to get better.
So I like how it sees all the other vehicles. We drove by a cyclist before I was going to move the camera, and it saw a cyclist. I mean, it'll see someone walking out on the front steps if they look like maybe they're going to be an obstacle. So yeah. I see that's all pretty wild.
And that recent addition of the park assist, that helps a lot, right? If you're close to another vehicle, it's going to let you know, it's going to beep at you for parking. I think they need to be a little bit better with the distance between if you're going to a parking spot. It's a little further away than the actual camera perceives it, so you got to get a little closer. And believe it or not, this is actually not that hard to park, especially with the rear camera and the lines. A lot easier to park. I think it actually is better when I use those than traditional parking. My other vehicle's a little harder, but the park assist is great. And when the full self-driving comes out, I'm probably not going to use it that much because I actually enjoy driving this truck. I know my son does DoorDash and he uses full self-driving, and it's actually safer. Right?
What model does he have?
He has the Model 3. He's got a 2023 Model 3. And I did a whole day with him on full self-driving with him, and it was just amazing. There was a stalled vehicle at a stop sign. It knew to slow down, to proceed with caution, get around the vehicle, get the signal light on, and then turn, and then keep going like it was nothing.
Yeah,
it was just mind-blowing.
And here's some people. If you see, there's people walking on the street, and it sees one person, but that's fine. It sees people walking on the street. We talked about like the self-driving, but I did watch one of the San Francisco street videos that a YouTuber did, and it was pretty amazing how it recognized the obstacles, navigated the streets, went around cars that were stopped or double parked or whatever. My only challenge, and probably because I'm just an impatient driver, it drove so slow. It was, I know it's all 25 through a lot of that area, but it was really slow. And so it just perceived, it seemed to be a bit sluggish, that's all.
I think with the updated software versions, it gets more confident when it's driving through public streets.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's just a matter of safety, really. I mean, better safe than sorry. But, yeah, it's only going to get better.
And it's got a nice big open view. I know that windshield wiper probably could clean my driveway.
Yeah, it's 4 feet long.
That thing sees amazing. So it sees the lights, and it sees all the people, and the stop sign, and all the movement. I'm just curious to see when we get the left, if it shows us. So it sees everything. It's got a lot of
signals on.
It's got a lot of computational work going on there.
It sees a truck.
Yeah, it knows it's a bigger truck. Pretty soon it'll probably say that's another Tesla, so it'll know. It'll list it as different color or something.
Yeah, as the technology improves.
Seatbelts are a little tight, but you can't really move when you're in them.
You can move the seat back a little bit. So, not only is it easy to drive, but it is very fast.
Oh, well, sure. It's probably instant torque.
600 horsepower. I think it's like 4.1 seconds at 0 to 60. You know, I try not to gun it too much, but when I'm getting onto an on-ramp, you have oncoming traffic, the extra power helps.
And your battery, like, you know, how much of battery will you use, do you think, just taking me around for a little bit?
Well, the percentage is here.
Yeah.
And you can hit that and it'll actually do the miles.
Yeah.
It's actually not too bad. If you're not driving crazy, you'll get 290, 295 out of it. And it also depends on the conditions, the weather, the tires.
Yeah.
All that stuff is plays a part of it.
Yeah, and also heat and cool temperature and everything.
But I would say if you're really conservative, up to 300 miles. They say 340, but realistically it's more like 290, 300. You can get the extended battery pack, which will add another 140 miles.
Oh, really? You can?
Yeah.
You can get that.
That's 16 grand, but you got to get it. It has to get installed by Tesla certified folks. And it's not one of those things you can do yourself. But that'll add some miles, some range to it. And of course, when you get the other tires at all seasons, that'll they say you can get about 370 miles of range with the core wheels and the Pirelli tires at all seasons, up to 370 miles of range.
Okay.
And that thing's crazy. That's 2.6 seconds, 0 to 60.
Nice. Great pizza here at the Columbia Inn. Keep going. Sorry, I just got. I'll say left and right. That's a Columbia Inn. That's like some of the best pizza
In the area.
Yeah, nice, good thin crust.
You're gonna get me all hungry.
Actually, they got half-price pizza on Tuesdays.
That's funny. Nothing crazy there. You got the
Acura NSX going by.
Yeah.
Old school.
Yeah, you got your 18.5-inch screen here. You got a 9.4-inch screen, I think, here. Back.
In the back. I mean, does it give you warnings if you're getting too close to like a car and curb and all that?
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I heard a beep beep beep, which was back there was I don't know.
Probably because I hit this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like instantaneous freaking acceleration.
besides it being bulletproof, I've seen people step on the windshield here.
Yeah.
Sub 200 pounds, I hope, and they just walked right up it. And
yeah, I wouldn't be testing it with an expensive vehicle. So yeah, for the auto drive, I would, you know, I know you can get it in any Tesla. I'd be curious to try it out sometime. Now, Will is explaining most of the technology. I'm just amazed with any new technology, whether it be on or off-road, and I'm hoping in the future we'll be able to take this for a spin off-road. But when someone's got a $100,000 vehicle, the first question is not, can I take it out in dirt in the mud? Although that would be my preference. So stay tuned, and maybe I can talk them into a little bit of mud and fun, maybe out at Anthracite Outdoor Adventure area for another ride. But it is an amazing ride and car. Tree mode is
the lowest mode for you to actually get in.
Okay.
And then it goes low, and then medium, and high.
So suspension-wise,
suspension-wise for the air ride, yeah. And then when you go to off-road mode, it actually gives you the opportunity to actually make it even higher. So if you're in extraction mode, and to max it out, it's about 16 inches from the ground to the bottom of the vehicle, which makes it very high.
Yeah. Okay. And you can visually see that when you're outside the vehicle when you switch it. We'll have to find a spot and have you play with some buttons.
You can actually do the Carolina squat with this thing by going into the off-road mode, and then you got to go into service mode, and you can deflate the actual rear.
Oh, okay.
The rear bags, and it'll look like the whole Carolina squat.
Oh, wow.
Which I'm not a fan of the Carolina squat in general, but if you're going to load anything in the back,
yeah,
it's great.
Yeah.
You know, it's squatting. Even when they did the demo in 2019, it was actually squatting to get the quad up there. So
okay, here's some bikers. I want to see what it sees on them. It sees a bike. Yeah, 2 bikers. Nice. Found it. Saw it. Very cool. We only had a limited amount of time with Will and his Cybertruck, but I was trying not to push all the buttons and play with the screen, and I wanted to get some good footage for everybody outside and just show you how much visibility there was. Out back, really not that bad once you put the tonneau cover down, and that's obviously electronic, but overall, I wish I could have had more time and more cameras because it would have been an exciting, longer video. We hope to have a little more time, maybe off-road with Will. I could not wait to drive. That was the next thing I wanted to do, is to have a chance to drive it.
Yep. Gives me a chance to adjust my tiny rear mirror. My non-existent mirror. Still barely see out of it, but I can. Yep. I was going to say press the button.
Pretty cool. suspension testing?
I'm just gonna go to high, but it'll get higher than high if I go into off-road mode.
Okay, there it goes. So that's, what mode is this?
This is just your regular from entry to high.
Entry to high.
Yeah.
And then is it off-road mode?
If I go into off-road mode, it'll actually go higher. It takes a little bit of time.
Okay. Like to see off-road mode. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you can lock the differential on this. It's great.
Oh, there it goes. I guess that's going up into higher mode. So what does it say it's doing? Going into off-road?
Yeah, I'm actually
I hear the compressor going.
yeah.
Extraction mode. That's it. You don't have to go so crazy. So that goes even higher. I see it going up.
It's only at 12.4 inches. So
Okay.
it's another, there's still some way to go.
So it takes time?
It does take time.
Cool.
It's weather sealed.
Cool. And these are the tonneau covers.
Yep, that's a control for the tonneau cover. The actual tailgate is really easy to lift. It's spring loaded and it's soft close.
Oh, that's nice. So you're not slamming it all over the place. The Beaten Trail is sponsored by Ride Royal Blue ATV Resort in Pioneer, Tennessee, where all of your Tennessee adventures begin. Lodging for any budget, bring your RV, or stay in a cabin. Trails are attached to the resort and not a far drive on ATV legal pavement, so stop down at Ride Royal Blue in Tennessee. And the Potter County ATV UTV Club. And Pine Grove Yamaha, sales and service for Yamaha and so much more. And Anthracite Outdoor Adventure Area.
And hold the brake.
Yep.
And then slide that down. That puts it in reverse. And then you have your rear camera on. And you can look at the lines here. Yeah. And it's pretty precise. So you can just look side to side like you normally would. And then just hit the accelerator.
And obviously at slow speed it does.
It's sharper turning.
Sharper turning and lower speed.
Yeah. And then swipe up and then you're in drive.
Huh. We got the windows up too. Blowing.
Whatever address it is, and it'll pop that into the GPS.
Navigate to New Jersey.
Good.
Alright. Yeah, it's just you have to get used to the turning.
Yeah.
And you have to get used to how wide you are on the road and how much space you have over there on that side.
And this will let you know if you're too close to the edge.
Well, yeah, well,
it'll beep at
that's
you.
really cool.
Yeah. That's the park assist.
You can show that.
Yeah.
Just show with the camera. Just,
yeah.
So you can see if I'm too far to the right or to the left. Yeah, it takes a while to get used to. And where are the vents?
The vents are, you can't really see them. They're actually in these channels. So
you just have air.
But you can direct air though. Hit this once, you can actually direct air up to your face. And
okay, but there's no direction for to put it anywhere, right? This goes up.
No, you can control either end with that by utilizing that. It took me a minute to get used to that too.
Knowing how much space you have on the right is probably now which way came to the right? So a directional. How do
Directional's right on there. So up for right, left for.
Oof. got a little bit of a kick to it.
So we're in standard mode. We're not in chill mode. So the standard mode actually has a lot of pep to it. I started off in chill mode and until I got used to it, and then I kept it in standard.
And so when you say chill mode,
in 1,000 feet, turn left.
It's just the dynamics of the vehicle. Right?
So it just makes it smoother.
It just doesn't accelerate as briskly.
Yeah.
Right. I'll set the chill, and it's just when you floor the gas, it's not as abrupt as it would be with standard.
Okay. Now turn left onto Faison Lakes Road.
There's one pedal driving. You get the regen on the brakes.
Okay.
Which is another nice thing. You don't have to change your brake pads so often.
Oh, so tight. It's tight, but it's not so sensitive.
Right. Yeah, and the other controls. If you're planning to go off road, there's a whole thing on there. I don't know. Never been off roading before, but there's a lot of dynamics there that you can choose and change, and depending on what you want to do. If you go in camping mode, for instance, you can buy the Tesla, tent or whatever tent you can get. It'll self-level when you're in camping mode, and depending on where you park the vehicle, it'll self-level so your camping gear will be level as well. So, which is nice. I know Rivian. I think the self-leveling takes a bit. I know when they first came out, this thing is so fast when it self-levels.
I like that. So it just saw that car that was backing out in the other side of the road. I like it. And is there any beginner driver mode that, like, say you have someone with that, are there any modes there that would help somebody, a new driver? They don't have anything like that.
I don't think so. There isn't like student driver mode or anything like that, but there's other modes like valet mode where the vehicle's restricted, firm accelerations and things like that. There's parental controls you can set, so if you have a young driver, you can limit the speed of the vehicle. So, not driving fast. And it'll actually, when you have that turned on, it'll beep when it knows the speed limit of an area. So
telling you going too fast.
You're going too fast, yeah. Switch to side cameras.
I'll have to look it up and put it in there how wide it is, but I can't imagine it can't be any wider than a standard pickup truck, right?
No, I think it's as wide as a Ford F-150. The Ford F-150 Lightning is actually longer than this truck, although this one seems larger. But this is 60 pounds lighter than the Ford F-150 Lightning.
Okay.
Believe it or not.
Yeah. No, it does a great way of representing where you are in your lane, and just vehicles showing up, coming along, pedestrians.
I think it drives pretty well on windy roads.
Turn left onto Taylor.
Similar to a sedan, small vehicle.
It doesn't feel heavy. I mean, I drive my truck and that feels heavy. This doesn't. It doesn't feel heavy at all. It's
a lot of the experiences from people even when they're towing, they don't feel the weight behind them. It just goes because all the torque this thing has.
I'm used to using Waze or Google Maps, and they're not foolproof. But as long as they try to avoid some traffic, I'm generally fine with that. And if it adapts, I don't know if it's the same as Waze, but as long as it gets you there and doesn't put you in the middle of traffic or toll roads, that's fine.
Yeah, if you're going to get one of these, I definitely recommend getting it wrapped and a PPF, not a regular vinyl, just to, one, to keep it clean, two, to help with scratches. You know, PPF, a good PPF is self-healing, so you scratch, you can heat it, and it'll heal.
Yep. Yeah. As I mentioned, Vision Auto Effects, we did a video on them, and they do the PPF, they do ceramic, and he's got this new. And I don't think you would do it for this kind of real estate of coverage when it comes to a vehicle, but he also does some paint-on protective coatings, but he's mostly been doing it for smaller vehicles and UTVs side by side, and it's the same thing. It's like
a plastic dip.
Keeps the dirt off. Yeah. Actually, how much did you pay for the whole wrap kit?
The wrap kit I paid $1,400.
Okay. And that's for you
Just
give
the
it
wrap.
you give it the
Pre-cut.
model, and they know how much size surface.
You go to the
area.
site, and
In
then
1,000
they
feet,
one of
turn
the
left onto Main Road.
one of their offerings was a pre-cut PPF for the Cybertruck in matte black. You can choose different colors, of course. Takes a little bit to ship to you, and you get it, and it comes in a couple rolls.
Sheets,
yeah, the pre-cut sheets.
Now turn left onto Main Road.
And it's just a matter of doing one sheet at a time. You prep the vehicle, clean it,
Keep it at a certain temperature and everything.
Actually, it should be like hot soapy water when you apply it for this particular wrap. There are other wraps you can do dry or wet.
They're like, who is that?
I know them.
Who the heck was that?
Does sound like a horn.
Yeah, I just one of those things. I like the trim, the light trim, the inside light.
You can change colors. There's a whole array of colors you can choose from.
You have a spare underneath the.
I don't. No, and you can't fit a spare underneath this vehicle. It has to be
So
in the
it
truck,
would be in the
bed. Yeah.
Okay.
And they do sell spares on Tesla. They're sold out, of course, but you can buy. They sell them on eBay. You can buy a set of spares, or a set of 4 tires, or a spare. Yeah, you can get pretty much anything you want.
Off-road would be a totally different episode. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
We're not going to wreck Will's Cybertruck to go off-roading, but that'll be the next episode. So that's awesome. I love it. And all these other controls, windshield wiper,
cruise control. You can remap those keys.
these are just rollers up.
They're rollers, but you can remap them to do certain things. Like for instance, the one on the left. Scroll, if you press and hold it, it'll actually open the glove box.
These are the controls here. We got directional, and this is more of lights and everything. And we got some. I guess there's cruise control.
You press this, and of course we're not driving right now, but you can enable the cruise control, and it has it adapts, has adaptive cruise control.
And then the windshield wiper.
Yep, the windshield wiper. If you press and hold that, it'll actually shoot out.
I'm not going to use any air fluid. I just wanted to get a little bit of B-roll of that. All right, let's open the front and look at it before.
You can actually open it right from here.
Okay. Frunk. Let's open that Frunk.
It's a powered Frunk. You can open and close it a number of different ways.
Just before my battery dies, let's get some Frunk. There's a little bit of Frunk. And so, I know there's stuff behind it. We're not going to open it, but...
Your HEPA filter, the car filter is actually in there. So it's easy to change. Just pop this cover off. There's a couple different ways that I should close it. You can close it from a button here, so just in case there's a small person that gets stuck in here. They can hit the button, it'll open. And you can... There's also a button here to
as far as the voltage goes, let's see. Windshield wiper.
48 volts.
48 volts. Yeah. Very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you taking me for a ride and letting me drive it too.
Pleasure.
That's like I said, it's not for everybody, but it is
definitely for me.
Definitely unique. So yeah. Thank you for the full ride, Will. That's awesome. Tonneau cover.
Let's see if it closes all the way. That's closed all the way this time.
Yeah, nice. I understand the fit and finish with on a sharp vehicle like that. So I can close this, or it just closes?
Yeah, you just press that button once.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, guys, that is definitely very cool. Thank you, Will, for allowing us to have a ride and to drive it. You know, we'll put a little members-only membership because, oh, you off-road guys, you don't want to see this crap. You know, this is just fun stuff. Thanks again, Will, for having us out.
Anytime.
Yeah, beautiful vehicle. Good luck with it.
Thank you.
Now, we had a limited time with the Cybertruck, and we could not, unfortunately, bring it out on the trails. That would actually be a pretty ultimate episode, and certainly for a $100,000 car or vehicle or technology item, I'm not going to bring it out on the trails. I could see someone bringing this to Moab. Now, Moab, I could see this actually working out there. You know, maybe with the right tires, and maybe they would have a trail crawling mode. I don't know. We only had a limited amount of time to play with it, and I just wanted to give a big thank you to Will. And he's going to have the Cybertruck available on Turo, a rental app, and we're here in North Jersey, so if you're interested, and we'll put the code down here when we have his code, and you can rent it and look up the rates for weekend and weekday rates if you want to rent your Cybertruck for a little bit. But we do appreciate Will coming on board, stopping by for a little bit of time, and taking us for a quick ride, letting us take some pictures. Again, not a full review, just, hey, let's check this out. So thanks again, and we'll see you out there on the trail. Thanks. Thank you to our sponsor, Ride Royal Blue, as well as the Potter County ATV UTV Club and Lit Industries for the brightest rock lights and accessories you can find. Visit Pine Grove Yamaha for sales and service of Yamaha and all other rides. Thank you AOAA for sponsoring the Beaten Trail. We appreciate all our partners. Thank you very much for being along for the ride. Visit our stores for hats and shirts and so much more. We appreciate you watching, and we hope to see you out there on the trail. Thanks.